And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change, I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a f***ing name, I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness, I just wanna be greatness, I just wanna be greatness, I just wanna be greatness. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent, I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it, I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can try me. If you wanna hate bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this,
Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the most interactive wrestling stream on the interweb. Welcome back to Wrestling with Omar. I am your host, Omar Q. Big Om, as they call me. I guess it's Big Om Live. I keep using the old name. Well, I'll get used to it. My eyes. Yeah, fuck you too. Wall Street Money. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful evening. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to those in the States. Happy early Thanksgiving, because I think Thanksgiving is Monday for all of y'all up in Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Light the fuse, AEW, AEW, AEW. Going to be a great show. Also, are you going to World's End? Have a great Thanksgiving, Omer. Am I going to World's End? TBD. I will see. It depends on a few different factors. I'm not as concerned about tickets, but it depends on how much we end up seeing these John Cena tickets for. So we'll see. We will see for that. But World's End, I'm actually somewhat optimistic about, more optimistic than I've been about the status of that pay-per-view over the past couple of weeks. But happy Thanksgiving to you too, James. I see Leo in the chat. I see everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you guys begin to trickle on in, be sure to smash that thumbs up. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Remember, if you want to guarantee your question or statement is read out on the air, you can leave it below. Become a member. Leave a super chat to guarantee that as we go. All right. So, as everyone knows, tonight is AEW Dynamite live from, I believe, is it Indiana tonight? Or no, tonight's Tennessee. Next week's Indiana. So tonight they're live from an amphitheater in Nashville, Tennessee. They've got the beginning of the Continental Classic, or at least the Continental Classic was announced. We'll see if there's matches. Let me pull up actually the matches for tonight because AEW did not announce many of them until earlier today. But actually, first let's talk about the Continental Classic because I do want to get into this a little bit. So the Continental Classic was announced. It is the third annual Continental Classic. It is going to be for Kazuchika Okada's Unified Championship, and it is going to be a star-studded affair because look at some of the names that you have involved in this matchup. You have the likes of Darby Allin, Pac, Kevin Knight, Kazuchika Okada, as I mentioned before, Kyle Fletcher, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and that is just in the Gold League. If we go over to the Blue League, it's even bigger. You got Mascara Dorada, Orange Cassidy, Konosuke Takeshita, Roderick Strong, and Claudio Castagnoli, along with former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. No offense to everyone else who has been involved in prior Continental Classics, but to me, this might be peak because you have a very good mix of star power, both established world champions and main event contenders, along with young, exciting wrestlers. You have the young, exciting talent and pool like Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, Mascara Dorada, guys who are probably going to be taking a lot of pins, but who are also going to be involved in, I think, some spectacular matches, which is what the C2 is all about. It's about bringing out the competition, that level of urgency that the tournament like this can give. You also have solid vets in there, such as Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong, along with Claudio Castagnoli, and you have bona fide stars like Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, and Konosuke Takeshita, Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher. Like, to me, this is the best mix of talent that they could have done for the Continental Classic. I think that they knocked this out of the park as far as casting or whatever you want to call what they do here for this pay-per-view or for this tournament. I think it's just fantastic. I would change Orange with Swerve in the tournament, but Swerve is more of a story wrestler, not a tournament wrestler. Yeah, I don't think this is the year having him just return to put Swerve into the Continental Classic. I think that they are going to try to move forward this story of him and Hangman as a tag team. And speaking on that a little bit, I believe that I gave a little bit of a preview of this earlier this week, but I do think that them as a tag team is probably going to be the direction they go in. That's just a guess on my part, and I think that would be fantastic. You have two guys who literally spent the better part of the past 2 years trying to kill each other, now finally teaming up. I think there's some interesting storytelling there, and then eventually when they do break up, we all know it's going to lead to I don't even know what kind of rematch it would be. Insane does not cover it, but shout out to everyone in the chat, guys. Shout out to all of y'all. Big love. What else we got? Continental Classic sounds like a banger. It always is a banger. What do we got here? Please, owner, please don't counter program AEW again. I will do my best not to counter program AEW. I plan to be off by 8 or by the time Dynamite goes on the air. So don't worry about that. I'm just trying to get my podcasting in, man. It's like when you go to the gym and then you stop doing it for a while. I'm trying to get my reps in. I'm trying to get back in the groove. Let me get back in the groove, King. Let me get back in the groove. Well, speaking of getting back in the groove, one person who certainly got back in the groove of doing interviews this week was the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the best there is, the best there was, the best there will ever be, Bret Hitman Hart. And I will say this, there's quite a bit that Bret had to say in a series of interviews this week, or I guess it was one interview, but a series of clips from his interviews this week. And he was basically criticizing everybody and everything involved in WWE. And the big takeaway from my end was I love Bret Hart, right? I genuinely love Bret Hart. I appreciate Bret Hart keeping it real. That's the name of this show, or that's the name of the channel. That's the name of the brand, Real Take Wrestling. Now, does Bret Hart actually believe some of the stuff he says? We don't know. One thing I can tell you is he was crashing out because he said, he said this. Let's take a listen.
I think that Shawn and Vince were sleeping with each other. I'm just telling you, I think I'm very close to the truth here. Shawn and Vince were lovers, and that's why I'm being dead honest, and I'm telling you.
We all know what the H stands for.
When I look back, it's like, I got caught between two lovers. And I got shafted and screwed over, and Shawn was so envious and jealous of my position that he finally had to sleep with Vince to get it. And I tell you, I say all this with absolute, I would say it to Shawn if he was right here. I would actually like to have Shawn come clean and say, look, we were lovers.
The wild thing about this is I genuinely can't tell whether Bret Hart is doing a bit here. Because, like, the Shawn Vince rumor, right? The rumor that they were in relations or in lovers or whatever the hell you want to say, that's been something that's been, like, like online, inside the locker room, talk kind of stuff that do you believe it, do you not, whatever. Like, it's not anything new. I know a lot of people were maybe, like, taken aback, like, oh, my God, where did Bret get this from? Like, this has been something that's been happening, right? This has been something that's, or not happening, but it's been something that's been kind of, VKM took his, crazy work there, Boris. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a rumor, and I'm fairly confident that it's a rumor, despite the freakiness that both men have shown throughout their careers. This was not the only thing that Bret said. Bret had a couple of things. He went after Sheamus. He talked about Triple H. And, like, I think this really brought to a full circle to how absolutely, like, salty Bret is about his career. And look, if there's anyone who has the right to be angry at pro wrestling, at WWE specifically, which Bret is, it's him. It's, a company that, whatever circumstance you want to say, like, attributed to, many people believe attributed to the death of his brother. It's a company that essentially tried to take away the love that he had for pro wrestling. It's a company that, was not nice to him for several years, badmouthed him, tried to trash his legacy, tried to forget or make you forget that he ever existed. And, if I was Bret and my career had ended the way that it did, I probably would be salty as well. Now, Bret also takes, like, a check from WWE. But he's also, like, the weird thing about Bret is, like, he's one of those guys where, yes, he's getting paid. He's on the Legends deal with WWE. He makes appearances when they need him to. But he's also never going to be afraid to voice his displeasure. Like, he buried Sheamus in this. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. If he was upset with the company, why did he sign on the Legends deal multiple times? Money. They offered him a bag, and he said yes. Ahmed Johnson said Shawn Michaels was, shout out to Ahmed Johnson, I guess. I can't wait for MJF Jay White to return. The rumor main event for World's End is a fatal 4-way for the world title. Joe, Page, MJF, Swerve. I happen to align my thinking, at least it aligns with that rumor. I've also heard that. I think that it's probably, that's like the direction they're probably going to end up going in. And you know what? Shout out to them. I think that MJF is going to return pretty imminently. Like, if it's not tonight, it's going to be within the next 2 weeks. I don't see a world where MJF just kind of what's up, Hunter? Good to see you. I don't see a world where MJF just shows up at World's End. He has to give a week's notice for his contract, for his cash in or whatever. So I think that the way this is going to end up playing out is that Max shows up at some point in the next 2 weeks, and then he is going to cash in and take advantage of the fatal 4-way opportunity for the belt. Or if I'm them, one thing you could do is Max says that at the end of the night, I'm going to cash in on whoever is the champion. And in that way, he has already stated that he is cashing that in a week in advance, and he's not violating the rules. Homer, when are you going to start look maxing? Yo, chill, bro. I work and I stream right after work. It's hard. I look max on the weekends. And when I go out, that's when I look max, okay? That's when I look max. It's hard for me to look max on stream. It's hard for me to riz you guys on stream. With my final form. It's this is how Frieza had multiple forms. I'm on the ugly Frieza form every time I get off of work. Hold on, let me show y'all. Okay. So here we go. So we got all of the Frieza forms here, right? So I'm on you see the one where he looks like a hammerhead shark? Yeah. Yeah, I guess a hammerhead shark is the only way I can explain it. That's basically hold on. Let me zoom in here. Yeah. Oh God, what is this? Oh my God, all these fucking pop-ups. Anyway, well that was anyway. I look like ugly ass Frieza. That's what I look like. So I look like Frieza when he looked like a hammerhead shark. It's not great. May God have mercy on my soul. MJF should do like Roman Reigns did when he won the Universal title from Bray Wyatt, sign the contract once everybody is beat down, and then win the championship. That could also be cool. What's up, Gerard? Good to see you, my man. What did I miss? You just missed me talking about the Continental Classic. And for someone that had asked me which bracket of the Continental Classic I thought was better, my personal favorite is the Gold League. The Blue League, the one with Orange Cassidy, Mox, Claudio, and others. But, I mean, both leagues are very, very talented. Very talented. We agree that Gold League is better. I mean, I don't think so, man. I think, look, shout out to the Blue League, bro. Shout out to the Blue League. I think Blue League, it's not a clear, right? They don't clear them. But I think the Blue League, just from an overall, star power plus in-ring perspective, look at this, bro. You got Claudio, Mox, Takeshita, Roddy, Mascara Dorada, and Orange Cassidy. That's tough, dog. That's tough. And, look, Kevin Knight, solid. Mike Bailey, solid. Kyle Fletcher, star. Okada, we know what he does. Pac and Darby Allin, cool. But, man, I'm rocking with the Blue League. I'm rocking with the Blue League. I also agree TK is cooking with this bracket. We'll see how this tournament is layered. They usually do a very good job, to their credit, at booking the Continental Classic. The Blue League is more of a storytelling objective. Man, nah, bro. What you mean storytelling? We got Roddy in there. We got Roddy ain't about these stories. Roddy's just about whooping ass. Come on now. Also, you guys see this sign someone put on Raw? Imagine going to Raw, paying to sit on the hard cam sign. Like, I'd rather be at Nitro. That's crazy. Like, bro paid like 10 grand for that seat. Well, not 10 grand, like a couple of grand for that seat. That's crazy work. You guys don't have to pay a thing to smash that thumbs up. When you hit that like button, more people see the stream, it gets out, and you help the channel grow. First Continental Classic was really good. I agree. I do love the first one. I think considering that we had never seen a round robin tournament like that in North America before, it was very special. And they told a lot of cool stories then too. I don't see the point of Allen being in the Continental Classic. I'm Darby and I'm going to wrestle. That's his thing. Do you agree with current discourse that Mox is going to lose all his matches in the C2? I think that would be a very interesting way to kick him out of the Death Riders, because I think that is the end goal. So yeah, I would trade OC for Brody King. I mean, that is an interesting note. What is Brody King going to do now that himself and Bandito are no longer the AEW World Tag Team Champions? Darby versus Will. I mean, it'll happen eventually. Oh, hold up. We got the lineup for Dynamite. Lineup for Dynamite is out. Let me pull her up. Pull her up. Pull her up. Pull her up. You see AEW Dynamite. By the way, guys, if you want to guarantee your question or statements around the air, be sure to become a member for as little as $5 a month. Get access to a bunch of cool perks. And you guarantee your questions or statements are read out on streams. Here seems to be the full lineup for AEW Dynamite tonight. You have Continental Classic action. Oh, they're kicking off red hot. Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, Moxley Dorada, Kevin Knight, Darby Allin. Then you also have AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament semifinal. Willow and Harley Cameron versus Sisters of Sin, and the Ops celebrate with Samoa Joe. Yo, Continental Classic is crazy. Thanksgiving Dynamite's going to be a killer. Oh. As I recall, the contract is very different than Money in the Bank. The contract must be active 1 week in advance. I love when AEW is very different from WWE. Yeah, I think that it makes sense. And the fact that Tony Khan in storyline was like, well, I thought about it, and I was like, he should have to cash in a week in advance because I need time to promote the show. I need time to promote that match. I can't wait to see the national championship. Yep. I mean, do you want to see it? I can show it to you. It does exist. Are we getting Hammerstone soon? I would expect so. I would expect to see Alex Hammerstone in AEW pretty soon in some way. Probably whenever MJF returns. Will Samoa Joe wear a suit? What do y'all think? I'm going. See, I think he's with the Ops now. He's got the dojo thing going on. I don't think he does suit tonight. I don't think we get suit Joe. I think we get like maybe new t-shirt Joe. Maybe we get like a robe Joe. Like a nice little wrestling robe. I don't think we get suit Joe tonight. I don't think he's business tonight. 4 months ago, I never thought the Ops would be the world title picture. Here we are. I don't hate it, by the way. I don't hate it. I know a lot of people do. I don't. By the way, for whoever asked, here is your beautiful national championship. And like, I love how it's like Ricochet's face is just cut off. It's a nice title. It shouldn't exist, but it's a nice title. Suit Joe is best Joe, but Dojo Jojo. I'm just gonna call him Dojo Jojo, like Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls. Suit Joe is best Joe, but Dojo Jojo is just awesome. Damn right he is. Shout out to Dojo Jojo. Man, what do you guys want to talk about? Let me know in the chat. You also had like this really funny clip. I'm just going to play it from Vince Russo. Who's talking about himself and Cornette and their beef. Let's take a listen.
Yeah. The number one question that I was asked when I mentioned to people that you were coming on, I don't know if you can guess this, is ask him about Jim Cornette. Ask him about the beef with Jim Cornette, the feud with Jim Cornette. What's going on between you and Jim Cornette? You are both killing it online. You have YouTube channels, you've got podcasts, you've got all this stuff, and yet it doesn't seem like you are the best of pals. What's the issue there?
It's a couple of things, Ariel. First of all, let me make one thing perfectly clear. I don't have any beef with Jim Cornette.
Okay.
I don't have any hatred for Jim Cornette. If I am going to be honest with you, and I'm a New Yorker,
Bro.
to me, Jim Cornette is.
Bro, I'm a New Yorker, bro. We didn't vote for Zorhan. You know, I wanted Cuomo to win, bro. I wanted Cuomo to win. You know, Zorhan said he's going to make the buses flee and fast. And I was like, oh, no, not today. Not today. We got to stop Zorhan. He's a socialist Muslim communist.
Is a goof.
He's a goof.
To me, Jim Cornette has always been a goof. So a goof is not going to upset me. Here's what happened, Ariel. It's real easy, and it's twofold. Number one, how did the hatred start? It's real simple. Vince McMahon chose me over Jim Cornette. Years later, Dixie Carter chose me over Jim Cornette. Rather than Jim Cornette look him.
Yeah, how did that choice go for Dixie Carter and TNA, by the way? Like, they brought in Cornette. He booked some of the most awful television that pro wrestling has seen in TNA. From the whatever on a pole match to the coffin match where the coffin was like half the size of the ring. Like, it was so bad. Then Dixie Carter, who the smartest woman in the history of pro wrestling, smartest person, smartest booker in the history of pro wrestling, was like, what if we bring him back and tell nobody? And then lose our contract with Spike because, in part, we brought Vince Russo back and lied to our partner who didn't want him back in the fold. Dog. Dixie Carter chose me. How did that work out for Dixie? How did that work out for TNA? How did that work out for Impact Wrestling? Come on, Mel. Come on.
Over Jim Cornette. Years later, Dixie Carter chose me over Jim Cornette. Rather than Jim Cornette look himself in the mirror and say, wait a minute, why Russo? Why didn't they choose me? What do I need to work on? What do I need to improve on? Rather than him do that, it was my fault. It was my fault that they chose me over him. It had nothing to do with him. It was my fault. Now you add to that.
You know, not that I'm not here to defend Jim Cornette. I want to be clear about that. But Vince, you tell me you didn't backstage politic a little bit? A little bit. You tell me you didn't do it a little bit? Come on now, buddy. Come on now, buddy.
That I have become part of Jim Cornette's shtick. You know, his cult of Cornette, whatever it is, they expect Cornette to rip on every single thing I do and to cut promos on me and to
Also,
call me.
Is that a penis sock on his mic? What is that? Chat. Like actually, what is that on his mic? like I don't like. Is that like a sock? Is that like a what is it? Is that a hoodie? Like it looks like. I'm not gonna say what it looks like.
A Yankee and a shit stain. He's made it part of his act. But I got to tell you, man. Here's what Jim doesn't understand. And Jim, if you're listening or somebody will smarten you up to this, please continue to do this. Of course, when it got out of me writing for GCW, Jim Cornette had a picnic. And I saw 90,000 views or whatever it was. And listen, I publicly said, Jim, thank you. Thank you very, very much for letting people know I am now writing and working for JCW. I appreciate the press. I appreciate the publicity. And obviously, we know with every show that I write, he's going to be the first one to rip it apart. Great. I hope you continue to do it. And again, I'm a New
All right. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker. You know, that Zorhan guy, he reminds me of something. He reminds me of something that happened a couple of years ago, maybe 20-something years ago. That Zorhan guy. I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who Vince Russo would have voted for in that. Top 10 zesty Omer moments. I mean, I don't even think Penis Sock covers that. I think Penis Sock, that's not even me attempting to be zesty. That's just me being curious. Me using my innate curiosity. Shout out to I believe it's Gerard Kickboxer 27, aka Gerard Clark. Thank you so much for the $10 dono. If you guys want to guarantee your question or statement is answered live on the air, you can either become a member like Gerard or leave a super chat like Gerard did. Shout out to you, my man. Thank you. If TK creates a women's Continental Classic next year, I want a unified women's title combining the men's Continental title and the SWA women's title from Stardom. Also, do some even Steven booking. I for one would love to see a women's Continental Championship at some point. I think one thing I would certainly do is I think it would have to be at a different time of year than the men's, just because I think you'd be overdoing it with the amount of tournament matches on TV. I think you need a little bit more parity, and I think you need, a little bit more, you just can't have everything on your show be a tournament, right? So what I would do is going into World's End, keep it men's, do the Continental Classic, and then do the women's Continental Classic at another point, and you can call it something different. I think you could do the same round robin type tournament, but call it something different. But do a women's Continental Classic going into Revolution, or I guess maybe that's too soon. But do it maybe going into Dynasty. You could do going into Dynasty and have the final on Dynasty, and that way you have a little bit of buffer room, a little bit of separation between that, because then you're gonna go right into, that's the thing. AEW has a lot of tournaments. You're gonna go right into the Owen Hart Cup as well. So yeah, we'll see. Year-long tournaments. Woof. This is a dumb question, but do you think that TNA will be in the new WWE 2K game? I'm going to guess and say yes. I would assume that that's going to be a big part of it. Two people that I know probably have a better answer than I do are Just Brian and Kenny Baum, who I just did a full gear vlog with. So shout out to them. But yeah, check out their channels. I would assume, though, from everything that I've seen, if TJ is out of the tag team picture for now, TK better elevate Anna and Ty as single stars win the TBS and New Japan Women's Strong Championship. I think they will eventually capture the women's tag team belts. The calculation that I think is being made by AEW with putting the belts on whoever they do, given this final, is more so about getting the belts on people that have major star power and establishing that. You guys were more excited about the food rather than the show. I mean, I was excited about the show. The boys were digging deep in that food. The boys were Brian was tenders deep in that, is all I'm going to say. He was tender deep in that, man. Vince Russo saying anyone should self-reflect is wild. That's wild, yo. I love AEW finishing the year strong. Last year towards World's End was just mad to me. Between the Continental Classic, Swerve being back, potentially MJF returning, I'm hyped, as you should be. As you should be. What are your thoughts on the WBD sale? We'll have to see. There hasn't been too much movement on that lately. I know Saudi is trying to get into the picture. We'll see what ends up happening, but I just don't see a world where AEW, AEW is not going to get canceled, I don't think, unless their ratings crater. The ratings would have to crater for that to happen. But how much do they get of an extension? We'll have to see, if at all, by WBD, if they get new management. We'll see. But I would imagine, I mean, they are still among like with the top rated shows on their night in their time slot. I think they're going to be generally okay. I think a lot of this is being blown out of proportion, but we'll have to see what happens when it comes time to negotiate in 2 years' time. I think we're finally getting Jay White return either before World's End or he's going after Joe, who retains. They've never had a match before. I would expect Jay, I believe Jay is probably going to come back. I don't know if he's going to be ready from what I've read. I don't know if he's going to be ready. AEW Bash in Saudi. Yo, every AEW fan I have, every AEW fan and subscriber that I have would unsub so hard the day I come out with that fuck AEW video for doing a deal with Saudi Arabia. It'd be crazy. It'd be nuts. I would be a grifter for no one, but a grifter to everyone. Just wildness, man. Wildness out here. Man. All right, it's about 7:30. We're heading down the home stretch of this. AEW Dynamite is going to be live in just a little bit, so get your chats in. If you guys want to guarantee your question or statement around the air, be sure to support the channel. Become a member today. For as little as $5 a month, you can get access to a bunch of dope content, videos early. You can get your chats read out. On top of that, you also get all the cool perks like emotes and whatever. And you get to see cool content like the vlog that I had up for members only first. You can see that. I also have my why I stopped watching WWE video that is dropping sometime after Thanksgiving, hopefully this weekend. It's pretty much done. I just have to do some finishing touches on that. But that will be out for members for as little as $5 a month. So you guys can go check that out. And we're going to be posting that members exclusive stuff as well. So become a member. $5 a month. That's less money. Don't spend money on eggs this month. You don't need to get eggs this week. Who needs eggs? Spend the $5. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. Did you see what Becky said? Is this in reference to the what's her name? The women's right. What's her name? Lacey Evans thing? Is Lacey Evans thing? Let me see. Because if it's that, yes, I have seen the Lacey Evans thing, and that was crazy. But I also have to say, did Becky lie? Let's find out. Let's find out, chat. Let's find out together. Let's talk about her. Becky Lynch was talking that talk earlier. She also had some other crazy stuff to say, but all right.
I start working with Lacey Evans.
Okay, let's take a listen. So this is what she had to say that got the internet in a bit of a ooey over Lacey Evans. Let's take a listen.
I start working with Lacey Evans right at the gate, so kind of really had, God bless her, but she wasn't, for me to go from the main event of WrestleMania to somebody who hadn't done anything was terrible. I start working with...
My favorite thing about this, by the way, is Seth unbothered. Broken arm, effed up shoulder, unbothered, destroying that turkey. Just absolutely wrecking that turkey. Not even a second thought. Look at this, man. He's like, all right, let me find a nice piece. Nice. Bro, don't care. Bro, unbothered to hell. Did I see it? Yes, I saw it earlier. I wouldn't have said it like that, but the point would have been the same. I don't think that going from working in the first women's main event in WrestleMania history to Lacey Evans during the biggest boom period that Becky's career has ever had, one of the biggest moments for a wrestler ever, I don't think that was the right move. I think it was a bad move for sure. I agree about going from Mania to Lacey Evans. I think most people agree. AEW Blood Money pay-per-view would be crazy. Yeah. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, I just... That's like, I mean, it's like setting up your big baby face to fail. It's like, my thing has always been, yes, I always, like, we all know that the chase to a major championship for a baby face is always better than the actual run. But you should aim for it to at least be good, right? When I look at moments like Becky wins the title, major moment, major momentum, the fans behind all that, and then going to a couple of weeks later feuding with Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans, it sucked. Think about Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, wins the title, does this big thing, immediately goes into a feud with Kane. Immediately goes into a feud with freaking Kane in 2014. Wasn't great. And like the list goes on and on and on. I think you're better off giving it the best you got, setting the tone for the title run. You know, like I know a lot of people weren't huge fans or whatever of like Hangman's latest run. I thought it was a lot better than his first one. But the most you can say, or the best thing you can say is they hit it running out of the gate. They said, all right, first feud, MJF. Second feud, going to be Kyle Fletcher. Like, they hit it. Third feud, Samoa Joe. They made this a memorable run with memorable feuds. Because if they had had, I'm telling you this, they had him going out there feuding with, God bless him, but Lance Archer, been a whole different ballgame. Whole different ballgame. Get the hell out of his first run was way better. Oh, wait, what? Nah, dog. I mean, okay, Brian. Nah, I got to give you that. Those Brian matches were dope. The Cole match was underrated. You know what? Actually, no, fuck me. I'm wrong. They were both pretty good. Both the Hangman title reigns were pretty good. Let me stop. I've had a long week at work. It's only Wednesday. I've had a long week at work. I'm hurt. I'm tired. And I work with freaking shit. No, I'm just kidding. That's a CM Punk line. All right, guys. I think I'm about pooped out. But I just want to do a quick podcast, quick stream, talk about some of the things y'all have going on. What else we got? His first defense and his regular... Remember, his first defense and his first reign was against Lance Archer. I mean, that was a good match. That was a Texas death match. That was a good match. What? Wall Street Money, what are you saying here? It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Damn right, it is Wednesday. You know what that means? That means I posted a new video. You guys can check out my full AEW Full Gear vlog with me and Kenny Bomb, just Brian, going to Full Gear. We got a lot of fun. It's 15 minutes of absolute nonsense. I show you a look into a GCW show. I show you a look into the AEW show, the VIP section, free food, all that stuff. You guys can see that. It's pretty cool. Also posted over on youtube.com/WrestleVibes, where you guys can see my latest video about, guess who? The brand new AEW World Champion, Samoa Joe. That is out as well. Go show some love to the Dom video. The Dom video got no views. That's crazy. But go check that out, youtube.com/WrestleVibes. Subscribe here, become a member, all that jazz, and always stay dope. You guys are awesome. Thanksgiving is tomorrow in the States, and I just wanted to thank you guys. The chat keeps me going, doing this wrestling thing, and I appreciate all of you guys. So I am thankful to you. I'm thankful to everyone who tunes in, who leaves a chat, who engages. You guys are the reason I do this. You guys are the reason I'm still here. You guys are the reason I'm still not going anywhere. So appreciate you. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, wonderful week. Gerard Clark is going to bring us home here with this chat. Since 2026 is around the corner, TK should premiere all of his streaming live events in the afternoon for sake of AEW's audience, my version of the WWE universe and safety. I think that 3 p.m. start times for these pay-per-views are something you're going to see more of. Most certainly, you're going to see more 3 p.m. start times in 2026, especially for Sunday pay-per-views. Tony alluded to that in the media scrum this week. So I would expect when they have pay-per-views on Sundays, those will probably be early. When they're on Saturdays, though, I would expect them to be later in the day. But we will see. Thank you, guys. Until next time, I'm Big Ohm. This has been Big Ohm Live. Be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.